So I am doubly psyched today. Not only is it Super Bowl Sunday, an American tradition, the day of snacking. I've been looking forward to this day all week. I bought more snacks than one human could rationally, reasonably, healthily expect to consume in an afternoon. So I'm vibing, man. I'm there. I'm living the spirit of the season. And last night I saw an incredible double creature feature at one of my favorite little cinemas in Los Angeles, the New Beverly. If you know, you know. If you don't, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Um, I love it. It's a Hollywood institution. It is a place I've been going longer than a lady cares to admit. Um, and it's just always a good time. Last night they were showing The Lost Boys with Silver Bullet, and I love The Lost Boys. It is just a movie so near and dear to my heart. And Silver Bullet, what a treat! What a Gary Busey delight. It was just so much fun. So I'm riding high. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I've been snacking. And I figured, hey, you know what? Why not make a Super Bowl themed double feature? That could be fun. And let me tell you, it was extremely fun. I had a great time. It retroactively makes me a liar because in my last video, I did say, like, my next one's going to be a Valentine's theme one, and it's coming. Okay, here's the thing. It's coming. I'm still really psyched to do that one. So please do not fall into a pit of despair. Please do not lose any sleep over this. I'm begging you. It's coming, and I'm pumped to give it to you. I didn't forget about the lovers. Can't forget about the lovers. Never forget about the lovers. It's coming, lovers. Just don't think I forgot about you. I didn't. So that's coming. But today we're doing Super Bowl theme with The Last Boy Scout that came out in 1991, with 80 for Brady that came out in 2023. So these have basically nothing in common, um, other than being about football. Possibly they both revolve around the Super Bowl. It's a little bit hard to tell with The Last Boy Scout because, the NFL really didn't want to be involved for obvious reasons. If you've seen the movie, when you see the movie, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. Um, we got another Tony Scott. Here's the thing. It comes as no surprise. Like, I'm back on my Tony Scott bullshit. Here's a little secret. Like, I'm always on my Tony Scott. Like, when am I not on my Tony Scott bullshit? I always am. He's always on the mind. Always got Scott on the brain. And, he's not an American, but to me, he's an American tradition. I am very much a Tony Scott patriot. And so I'm giving you another Scott. I'm throwing you another Tony Scott, and you are very welcome. This one, Shane Black authors the piece. We got Bruce Willis. We got Damon Wayans, who has the coolest fringe jacket in this. I mean, every time I watch it, I covet that damn thing. I covet the shit out of it. I love that jacket. Um, you know, Look, I got dreams, and I dream a dream that one day I'll find that jacket. It is so damn cool. Everybody's got to have a dream. It's as good as anybody else's, and that's mine. But otherwise, the movie it's quippy, it's hard boiled. It has one of the greatest action movie villains that no one seems to talk about, which is not only rude, it's ignorant. Milo. Milo is a down and dirty dog, man. He kills at will. He never loses his cool. The way he executes a plan is as flamboyant as it is brutal. If there was such thing as avant-garde villainy, Milo nails it. Milo is the it boy. He is the face of avant-garde villainy. Um, he is absolutely incredible. I dig him. I wish we talked about him more. He plays a great counterpoint to Bruce Willis's John Hollenbeck, who is this drunken, down and out, emotionally unavailable private dick. It comes as no surprise, his wife is fucking his best friend. Um, he's the type of guy that he's too busy coming up with his latest like devil may care witticism. He doesn't really give too much of a fuck about who's fucking what. Um, so in this case, like literally blows up in his face. He's got nothing else going on. He's got nothing else going on. He kind of needs it. He kind of needs this. And so of course, he sees it through to the end. We got Holly Berry in this for about a total of 5 minutes. It's fucking weird. It's like, hi, Holly, bye. Okay, bye, Holly. Okay. Kind of crazy. Damon Wayans is is so fucking awesome as ex quarterback Jimmy. He's addicted to pills and gambling and self-pity, and look, he's got a tragic past, and it's hard for him to cope with it. And then we got Hollenbeck who refuses to cope with anything, least of all this hero worship bullshit. And we got a great team up between these two. We got Jimmy, who's like this raw nerve, and we got Hollenbeck, who's like this like thick sheath of impenetrable armament. Like nothing's getting through there. And he kills too. That's what makes him such a great counterpart, I think, to Milo. He kills too. He is a gentleman about it. He tries to warn you. He doesn't always have the time. He's a busy guy. He doesn't always have the time to warn you. He doesn't always have the ability to warn you, but he will when he can. But it's like he kills too. He dances with literal delight afterwards sometimes. Formidable foe to old Milo. Um, and so the first time I watched this, I was kind of confused. There's like this repeated mantra kind of thread throughout the film of like no heroes left in football. And it was kind of like driving me crazy because I was like, this is like too specific of a phrase they keep using. Like, what's the deal? So I looked it up and I kind of discovered this free agency discourse that was going on, like before the eventual 1993 allowance. This movie came out in 91, so there was kind of this discourse already brewing, like these football elites kind of cooking a, you know, a term that kind of came to mind was pigskin lords, pigskin elites, pigskin lords, and it conjures up like this image of like hogs in business suits. It's really great. I wish you could just like be in my mind for a second to really see this image. It's great. But we have these football elites, and they're kind of cooking up this discourse. Of course, they gotta like plant the seeds for this ideology and convincing the common man like, hey, our interests align with yours. Here's the real villain. Here's our scapegoat that we got cooking up. So to be honest, like I don't really know much about the free agency talking points past this phrase. Because, like, not only was I, like, 4 years old at the time, I'm I'm kind of a fair weather football fan. Fan is, like, even a word too far. I watched the Super Bowl, you know, and as mentioned, mostly for the snacks. I do also appreciate the kind of that, like, electrifying energy of collective entertainment. I'm a sucker for it. So it's not like I don't get that. It's not like I'm not there for the big events, but I'm only there for the big events. So fair weather indeed. But there's like a few things about the game that kind of like pique my interest outside of these kind of big events. Like the politics of the game, sometimes it's like you just kind of hear the craziest shit. It seems like sports and specifically football for some reason, um, seem like especially like weirdly like absurdly feudalist. Like we have college players that like don't get compensated and literally like even off the merchandise that's like literally sold off the literal backs of their abilities. And it's kind of crazy that we go along with it. It's kind of crazy that's a thing. And taxpayers subsidizing stadiums, and which is especially crazy because it just feels like in a lot of ways we're like double, triple, quadruply paying for this privilege to enjoy our collective entertainment. Um, and with the NFL, it's like sure, like there's like a few like Tom Brady's right that are like okay, they're like reaping the benefits of their talents. But, when we think about most football players, it's like, you know, they're retiring usually early, way earlier than the national average. They got fucked up bodies, knotted up, gnarled limbs and abuse from the game. Um, and here they are, retired, you know, sitting on some CarMax lot, waiting for the CTE to get them. And it's dark. It's a dark part of the game. Um, it's almost like there's this tension between football and corruption that almost seems compulsory, um, even maybe sexual in nature, possibly, which is something the Last Boy Scout really highlights beautifully. We got Milo. He gets his just desserts. He's pushed off the top of the Coliseum. He's shot. He's sliced into pieces by an LA PD helicopter. But we're sad to see him go. Uh, you know, Milo, he was our guy, he was our dude, and we're sad. We're sad to see him go. He's one of the greats. We got the fictional Los Angeles Stallions owner who gets blown up, which is like really miraculous because our characters are in the parking lot of the Coliseum, and the owner gets blown up in what looks like the Hollywood Hills. So it's kind of like miraculous they can see it. But I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. I'm willing to do it. This is Tony Scott's world. I'll follow him anywhere. I'm happy to suspend my disbelief. Um, Even with that like clean green side of the 110 freeway that just like sent shockwaves into my very system. I think it stopped my heart for a second because I was like, what is this place? This isn't real. Like, it's not just like filled with trash and literal dumpster fires. Like, what is this place? Um, but it's Hollywood glamour, it's Tony Scott glamour, and I was kind of born to love this shit. I'll eat it up, I'm happy to do it, um, and overall, we got a really fun dynamic. We got some light civic dissent. We got some really great action pieces, and it's one for the ages, man. I try to watch it every year before the Super Bowl, and never disappoints. Always delivers. I love it to death, and you will too. And if I've introduced you to it, you're welcome. Speaking of ages, we got old ploitation. Okay. Old ploitation is one of my favorite genres. I love it. Okay. Speaking of eating shit up. Okay. It's a day of snacking. Speaking of eating shit up, I eat of this genre. I will watch anything and everything that comes out of this genre. I need more. The people are begging for more. Old ploitation is where it's at, man. And this movie does not disappoint when it comes to that. Okay. Um, what I really love about it is like, and what I love about this genre in general, and in this movie, like, there's such a vibrancy to life after 60, especially for ladies over 80 who love Tom Brady. That's a line from the film, so don't give me credit for it. It's a great line, obviously, but don't give me credit for it. The credit belongs to these ladies over 80 who love Tom Brady. um, Had to get it in there again. I love it. It's so fun. Um, so Jane Fonda also has an incredible fringe jacket in this. So there's another connect right there. Besides the football connect, here's another one: fringe jackets. Um, and she even duplicitously discusses pugs. We will just kind of jump right over. We're gonna skip right over it. There's a little bit of eventual pug disrespect that's a little bit like curious. It's like writers, I just want to talk. I just like I feel like I want to understand it a little bit more. And like why it really crossed a line. It was totally out of bounds. Yeah, I feel like that's a huge error on the part of this movie, but we're gonna move along. We're gonna get right through it because if I get there, if I kind of get to that level and really think about it, it's gonna take me like probably several days to come down. So we're gonna forget about that. We're gonna move on to our ladies. We're gonna talk about why these ladies love the game. So, they might say that it's like we love this game akin to the Romans, like sweaty men all over each other, crowd cheering for blood. But that's a minimization beyond words, okay? Given, yes, like this is the initial interest, okay? Like our group wasn't even interested in football. Um, into Lou. our quartet's quarterback, Lou, she kind of introduces the girls, but like not even her directly. It's her faulty remote, which happens to be a mishap by fate. Um, and so Lou's going through chemo treatments at the time. She's got her best friends by her side, and the Patriots kind of become tradition. Um, they have these sparkly homemade jerseys. Lou eventually concocts like when the Patriots make the playoffs. Um, and they win the playoffs and they're going to the Super Bowl. She's like, we should go to the Super Bowl. And like why ask why not? Um, and that's good mindset to have, Lou. So while the rest of the girls kind of think this is like some mere like girls trip, covertly Lou's kind of thinking like it might be my final Hail Mary. Um, but look, the cancers return, but this isn't a macabre time. This isn't a sad time. This is not that kind of film, okay? Don't fear because we got a lot of fun going on, okay? We got the girls risking it all in a high roller poker tournament. We got the girls trip so hard at one point they kind of like reimagine this Eyes Wide Shut with an all Guy Fieri cast. We got Love in the Air. We got Jane Fonda. She's she writes fan fiction between Gronk and A Hard Place. She's reading it aloud. She's got her fandom all horned up and everything. And it proves to be a sexy time. And, not just for this fandom, but for her. She meets this guy, he's this retired player, he's cute, he's like this really understanding gentleman. He invites the girls to his box at the Super Bowl. He's kind of a winner. Um, he's a real winner. And also then we got Rita Moreno, who also finds love in the very sweet Mickey. Okay, he's like so cute. He calls her on the phone. He does his old man puzzles. And it's like I was just doing and awing over him the whole film. But he also has the sickest fits. Okay, like this guy is style. Okay. And the boys each have their talking points. They're just sweet as sugar toast. I just dig them so much. I might steal them, ladies. Be careful. I might. I really might, though. So look, this movie does a great job of, um, like playing with the point of like, look, life doesn't stop when each day could reasonably be your last, right? It's more of a reason to actually live it. And, you know, they break into the coach's room. They commandeer the walkie-talkie. Lou ends up, giving the necessary kind of comeback pep to Tom Brady to win the 2017 Super Bowl. And really, now having known this, having seen this, I do have to say, like, do the right thing, Tom. We all know who really deserves an MVP trophy. We know what Lou did for you. It's just, it's not right, man. Like, do the right thing. You know, at least like you couldn't retire at the right time, so do the right thing now, man. Consider it. It's like, come on, shots fired on that one. Like, the thing is, too, I'm indifferent to Tom Brady. I don't know where that's coming from. Like, it's the spirit of the season. It's the spirit of the old pigskin rising in me. Like, I am channeling the spirit of the Super Bowl itself. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly like that's as good an explanation as any because I really have no animosity towards Tom Brady. I just something we learn something new about ourselves every day, and you got to be open to that. So another exciting thing, this is a true story. They show a picture at the end of the real ladies that this is based on, and it's so cool. It's so exciting. It's so cool that this really happened. Just 1,000 blessings upon you and yours, ladies. That's so cool. I just am so in awe that this was a real story. Um, so this Sunday, this sacred of days, watch the Super Bowl, watch the Puppy Bowl, watch these two and take just this huge, nice sigh of relief into cinema, and football, and snacking, and two movies that have absolutely nothing in common besides my heart. They got my heart. They do. So enjoy your Super Bowl. Thanks for checking it out. The Valentine's Day one is coming. um, so look out for that. Have a great day. Have some great snacks and go birds.